Pain is only suffering. When you resist the destruction of your body, when you've accepted your eventual end, pain becomes mere data. In essence, all suffering is self-inflicted, always due to some form of resistance, due to the desire to live, resistance to our own death, which is deeply programmed into our very being, but it can be transcended. We can reason about perspectives other than our current felt reality. We can also simply detach from ourselves and identify as the eternal witness that has already seen everything. No thoughts or perspectives needed, simply beyond concepts altogether. Every new moment is infinitely full of new. If you care to tune into the details, this is what tends to happen naturally if not misguided by the ego and its endless desire for more. Change is eternal. It's the only constant, and it never ends. It just cycles with memory resets in between. Do you remember wishing you could forget having seen a movie or having heard a song so that you can experience as for the first time again? Well, what do you think your birth was? A memory reset. How about death? Also just another memory reset. Two sides of the same coin. We actually don't know what death is. Where do we go when we go to sleep at night? It certainly seems like death for a short period of time, because the outer world no longer exists to a sleeping person. How do we even know that we haven't died before? Or maybe death is just a transition to a different life. Where were you before you were born? Where were you before your parents were born? Maybe death isn't what we think or have been taught to believe. The end is the same as the beginning. They're both tied to the supposed unknown, so if you fear what's coming after, are you also afraid of what came prior? Perhaps contemplate where you actually came from, excluding a physical explanation. Ask yourself, what was I before being connected to this physical body? Meditate on this for a bit, and the origins of your existence may start to pop up in the mind. Are you starting to remember who you really are? Either way, being able to forget is the original miracle that is allowing for all this play. Waking up is the removal of any kind of veil between the perceiver and that which is perceived. The veil is made of language, conditioning, and the idea of the perceiver as being me. To wake up is to surrender all attachment to anything that defines me. It's not spiritual or woo-woo. It has nothing to do with chakras or kundalini. It's simply a paradigm shift from a veiled reality to an unveiled reality. In other words, the direct experience of reality, without any kind of thought, opinion, or judgment. It feels like dying. All paths lead to the same place, total surrender. The price of truth is everything. If you're experiencing some kind of suffering, dive deep into the sadness, cry as much as you want. Get to know the sadness, be curious about it. Embrace it all with your love. Expand the unconditional love you have for yourself and all there is. It's all-encompassing. This journey is not about getting rid of all negative and bad. It's about experiencing it all with love and presence. Accept, embrace, forgive. Love and repeat. Honor your process. All of this is sacred. You're either in alignment or out of alignment of your true self. Being out of alignment results in anxiety or unease, and if sustained long enough, turns into disease. Are you identifying with your false self, your ego, or being your true self, the higher self? The ego forms by not knowing anything, so it starts to identify and attach to everything it picks up through the physical senses, which includes materialism and belief systems. The true self is pure awareness, the observer behind all experiences. To be in alignment with the true self is to be present, free of judgments and labels, and treating the here and now perpetually. It's kind of a paradox because we're not really seeking love, but rather seeking to unclog all the blockages that's preventing us from realizing our true nature. When all blockages are removed, all that's left is what we actually are, free, liberated, and loved unconditionally. Any limitations are self-imposed, so seek all the limitations that you're placing on yourself that you might not be aware of, so you can unblock them. Limitations are usually in the form of fear. Whatever you're afraid of is causing the energy to not flow freely, which leads to resistance. And this is just a mechanism to highlight areas of growth. So don't run away or resist your fears, but seek to understand why you're afraid to begin with. When all fears subside, your true nature will come back online. The outer world is a reflection of the inner world. Change the inner, and the next time you observe the outer will reflect those changes. Everything is literally a matter of perspective. One thing with infinite perspectives, and depending on how you look at it, the perception will differ. Reality is essentially a relative experience. You are in control of your own perceptions by the way you look at things. A glass with water at the midway point can either be half full, half empty, or simply there for you to observe. Which is true, the one you choose to believe in. Your power comes from the ability to choose and create. Nothing has any inherent meaning, so it's up to you on which perspective aligns and resonates. All perspectives exist, and it's a matter of choosing the one that serves you. If a perspective doesn't resonate, simply dismiss it. If one brings peace, joy, and understanding, then use that for guidance. Ask yourself, is this empowering or disempowering? The one you choose will reflect the end result. Continue to choose things that are self-empowering, and the outer world will completely transform. The kingdom of heaven is found within, if it can be imagined. Then it exists. That's how expansive the universe is. There's literally infinite possibilities. The truth is always simple. It's the egoic mind that overcomplicates things. Be here right now and sustain present moment awareness. Accessing thoughts and memories is doing just that. Accessing thoughts and memories, which is being performed in the here and now. So it's more about self-discipline and not letting these intrusive thoughts get in the way of your present moment experience. It's literally dropping the baggage in an instant. As an example, think of your trauma right now, then become present and clear the mind. Did you notice the subtle feeling? Do you feel lighter? Attachments to those thoughts and memories is what's causing the heaviness, as everything is energy. There is higher vibrational energy, awareness, and lower vibrational energy, thinking. When you are able to discern how you feel, choose to drop the lower vibrational energy, thoughts, and choose to raise it to the present moment awareness.